Hey, welcome to JaySquared Podcast. I'm Jesoma,
I'm J-Rock.
and we have an amazing show for you guys. All right, look, we've been gone for a very long time, been going through some personal issues, and we will have a lot more content for you guys. But I mean, it's just been a rough ride.
Yeah.
So sorry for being so disconnected, but we are going to be on track very soon. We just wanted to shoot something out before we went on our hiatus. But yeah, so how's your week been, J-Rock?
I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I feel like I haven't been home enough. So that's where I'm at. But, you know, also the seasonal depression has been hitting because it gets dark at 4 p.m. And then it's election day. So who knows how the rest of the week is going to go for America?
Well, the world is ending today, so
Potentially. So we'll see. How
I
about
think
you?
I think either way, the world is going to end. But
Oh, there'll be,
let's.
I don't think one will be really good and one will be like really bad.
Okay, but I do have a hot take since you don't have a hot take.
Yeah, sorry.
My hot take is I think everybody should be punched in the face at least once in their life.
That's
Everybody should be punched in the face. Everybody should get punched in the face at least once.
I don't think that's a hot take.
I think it's a hot take. Okay, so the reason why I say it, why do you not think it's a hot take?
Because it's true. A lot of people deserve to be punched in the face or like at least be in a fight once in their life because a lot of kids, in my opinion, now, the Gen Zers or whatever the fuck the one below them is called, they're iPad kids. They think that they could say whatever they want online and no repercussions are going to happen. And then you fuck around and find out and you get your shit swatted. Like, come on.
Okay. And I agree. I just think that also once you get hit like in the face like really hard, it gives you like a dose of reality.
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Oh, damn, so that's how that feels."
Not
Or
even
that's
getting hit, but hitting someone
yeah.
as well. Because, like, your hand's going to hurt, too.
That's also I think that's also true, but I think that's on a separate I think that's like because there are like a lot of these kids who might be like abusive and they don't know how it
True.
feels to get hit back. So
Yeah.
I think that's why it's more important for people to get hit in the face at least once. But yeah, that was my hot take. I don't know if people are gonna agree with that. I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna see what
Clip
happens. We're gonna be like, yo,
We're
are
pro
you
violence
advocate?
over here.
Are you advocating for abuse?
Pro violence.
Yes, I am.
Sometimes you
All
just
right,
need the reality check.
exactly. That's what I would think,
Yeah.
but I don't think a lot of people would agree with me. But like we were saying,
Mm-hmm.
the world is coming to an end.
Potential.
So okay, I don't think potentially. So first,
Okay.
has your phone been blowing up?
The voting text messages?
Yo, I
Yeah,
never been hit up
everyone and
so.
their mom's phone has been blown up.
I've never been hit up so much in my life. I feel so important. Yo, I saw one where it was Wiz Khalifa. He's like,
Oh my.
"Yo, this is Wiz Khalifa." Yo, Ashton Kutcher's been hitting me up, but
Oh,
like,
he's problematic, but yeah.
yeah, there's so many people. Like, so many people have been just reaching out, trying to get you to vote. I saw one that says, "Hey, Jesoma."
Not by name, bro. What?
Yeah, I swear it's
That's
so
funny.
personal. All of them are personal. It said, "Hey, Jesoma, how's it going at your black job?" As Trump calls it. I was like, "Wait,
Holy
what?"
shit. That's intense, bro. The
And
call out is crazy.
yo, there's some. They're getting really creative. They're getting really creative
I
with
mean,
this.
yeah, they got a bunch of millennials and Gen Zers doing social media. They know like what avenues to hit, what to use. So power to
Yeah.
them because smart way to get people to vote and just like running the elections, in my opinion.
No, they are doing a really good job. So second question: are you gonna vote?
Yeah, I already did. I voted by mail.
Ooh, who did you vote for?
Is that come on? As a woman, A Latina woman. Duh, I voted for Kamala. Come on.
Okay, okay. I didn't vote.
Of course.
Yeah,
You are the problem.
I know. So, the thing is this: I didn't vote because last election they promised to take police brutality very seriously, X, Y, and Z. There has been no taking seriousness when it's come to police brutality. No agenda for it in this upcoming election, and it really didn't sit right with my soul that Joe Biden told me last election that if I don't vote, then I'm not black, and I voted anyway, and it made me feel like it made me I don't know, it just didn't I just didn't really like that, and I was like, this time if my agendas aren't met, then I'm not going to give any of my energy to it, even if the surrounding things are, you know, X, Y, and Z, lesser of two evils, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna fall into it.
I highly, very much. I'm gonna say it. I'm disappointed in you very much.
It's okay. I understand.
Because you're technically not voting for the women that you know or live with, because all of our rights are being removed, and that's disappointing to hear.
So I and
That's my
I
take.
as I understand that, I I feel like if a promise isn't kept, right, then how can I trust the next promise
It's
or the
not a
next?
promise. They're literally going to remove it. They have been removing it in multiple states. Women have
No,
been dying.
so that doesn't have to do with the president though.
The president has power to update the Supreme Court.
So the way that it works is that they appoint people, or Trump has appointed people that are gonna combat um, Roe versus Wade, and that's how, even though Joe Biden was in office, it still got passed to
Yeah, because Joe
remove Roe
Biden
versus
didn't
Wade.
have the balls to do something about it. He was very much playing both sides. We now have
And
someone who will have the balls to do stuff.
that's the thing. It's not a them issue. I mean, but regardless, that's just my take on it because of
No.
the simple. Yeah, I just think that,
And plus, there's other things on the ballot that you could have voted for that are very important. Are you voting in Florida or Georgia?
and I'm also not in Georgia, and I'm a Georgia resident.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that you could have voted for Georgia, even
Yeah,
for like courts in Georgia and amendments that were important.
mhm,
Like you didn't even have to vote for a president if you didn't want to, but you could have voted for everything else that also plays a part in your community.
yeah. I agree. I just don't think that it just didn't stick out to me. It wasn't the most important thing on my list.
Yeah, no.
Sorry,
I'm sorry. That's a yeah, no. That's shitty.
I understand,
Yeah.
but hey, maybe next time. Maybe they'll capture my
There
attention next
probably
time.
won't be a next time. So yeah.
They say that every time. They say it all
Have
the
you
time.
read Project
E-
2025?
Even though Project 20, yes, I know the concepts and all the stuff of Project 2025, but Project 2025, Project 2025 wasn't under it was like it wasn't under Trump, it wasn't under anybody.
It's under Trump.
Although they're advocating for it and stuff like that, they're saying, yeah, we want Trump to do this and that. Yeah,
It's
that doesn't,
under him though.
I mean, regardless, like that's the problem. It's like the messaging from the Democrats, the messaging from anybody doesn't really stick out to my whole thing. So, and it's like I feel like I have to turn my back on black people. It's true. It's like, oh, you have to turn your back on the black community because they're not going to care about you. They and it feels everything
And
feels like a
we should
lie.
just move on because right now you're sounding mad ignorant and you're
It's
pulling
not
the
ignorant.
Kanye right now.
No,
And
I'm actually educated on everything that I'm talking about. I'm extremely educated because I do my research and I seen everything that I'm doing my research on. And
okay,
I see that, hey, they haven't done enough and they won't do enough. simply because they haven't talked about it. And when they do talk about something, they have no plan or concepts of a plan to go
Concept.
ahead and
I
put
know
these
it's
things
hilarious.
to put these things forward. And that's why I'm against it, because it's like, oh hey, now the most important thing, instead of it being about police brutality, which it was about in 2020, then you had 4 years to go ahead and implement some type of plan to go ahead and help Black people when it comes to police brutality. You didn't do anything, and now you just moved on, simply just moved on without doing anything and said, now the most important thing is women's rights. They're going to take women's rights away from you. Okay, so how are you going to fix women's rights? Nobody has a detailed plan about how they're going to fix it. They're just saying, oh, but we have to stop this person from, doing more damage. And it's like, okay, so how are you going to go ahead and reinstate Roe versus Wade? Nobody has an answer. So that's my problem. They just want the win. And
Okay.
that's what. Okay, so I'm going to move on.
Yes. Please. Just continue. Next topic.
Quincy Jones died.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
The goat.
unfortunately, yeah, the GOAT has passed away. Quincy Jones died. He was a producer for tracks like Thriller, We Are the World, which is huge.
Yes.
Uh and he produced the film The Color Purple, and also did most of the production, or all of the production, for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And this is just like a drop in the bucket of all the stuff that he's done over the years. And he is an icon, a legend, and a true creative. And I don't think that, and that's kind of like,
He's such a great musician as well. Like
yeah,
so many great songs. Um just a legend of the game
yeah.
and deserves his flowers for sure.
I just don't think that, I think that he's a generational talent. And to me, a generational talent is somebody who has mastered like the creativity and the hard work, and they're
Mhm.
able to kind of like mesh those things together and create things that are, timeless. And that's what he
Yep.
was. Some people are very talented, some people are very hardworking, but he was a great mix of both. So rest in peace.
Yep.
And on to other things. Tyler dropped a new album.
Tyler the Creator, so everyone is aware.
I'm pretty sure they got it, but you're right.
Just in
Tyler
case,
the
just in
Creator,
case.
he dropped Cro-
Chromacopia.
Chromacopia. So I listened. Did you listen to it?
I'm halfway through the album.
Okay. Oh, all right. I didn't even know that
Yeah.
you were listening to it.
Duh, I'm a
Um.
big Tyler the Creator fan.
Okay.
Ever since I've
Uh.
seen him live, because his live production and just like his concert, top
Yeah.
tier. Like he's amazing. Um, so yeah, I'm halfway through the album. Haven't like I said earlier, I haven't really had enough time to like be at home. And the way that I like to listen to albums is just like either in the car or like at home, headphones in, and then I'll go back and read the lyrics after second, third listen. But like all
Interesting.
of you know, I'm a beats person first and then
Uh-huh.
lyrics, while just almost the opposite. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lyric person, and then like I could go ahead and appreciate the beats afterwards. I think the words have meaning. And two interesting points that I'll make is that
Mhm.
he actually dropped on a Tuesday or something like
Yes,
that,
which is not
because
common in the music world.
yeah, and he said that he did that because he thinks that, you know, when you drop on the weekend, people aren't trying to like really listen. They're gonna hear your music, but they're not trying to listen to your music. They're
Yeah.
trying to go ahead and, party or go out or, relax for the week. Like they're not trying to
Yep.
listen to your album. But on the commute, way to work, things like that, that's when you should drop, because that's when people are gonna have the most downtime and be able to go ahead and actually digest what you're dropping or what you're putting out. And I
Yep.
agree with that. I think that was a bold thing to do, because it's always hard to go against industry
So
trends and norms. So
so
yeah.
fun fact,
Hmm.
previously album releases were on Tuesdays.
Oh really?
Yeah, and for some reason I don't even remember when it switched to Friday or Thursday night releases. So
Y-
like midnight, all the albums drop. Um,
Okay.
And as
I didn't
someone
know
who's
that.
a big music head, like Thursday at midnight or like Thursday night, I'm like preparing already to see what albums I want to like pre-save so that
Hmm.
Friday morning when I wake up, I already have what I want to listen to. Um, but yeah, it used to be on a Tuesday, which is why what Tyler did is pretty cool. But you've seen it lately with Kendrick and Drake just dropping random songs throughout the week.
Yeah,
Beyonce is super famous for doing this for all of her album rollouts.
yeah.
So it's a pretty cool callback, but yeah, I think it was a great idea by him.
I think it's akin to like when people started making their albums a little bit shorter
Yeah,
and started putting more production into it. Like it was a really risky move, but at the end of the day, like it kind of challenges us to really understand what we value more, which is quality or quantity.
and quality ones.
So yeah, quality one. But yeah, also speaking about lyrics, he was talking about how he really did put a lot. Like his, it's the first time that he didn't, go ahead and go over the top with like his lyricism. Like everything he said was extremely real and
To the
close
point.
to him. Yeah.
Mhm.
So as opposed to like his other drops and stuff like that where he's like exaggerating or whatever, he's like, no, this is actually what's going on in my real life. So that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. But yeah, um now Young Thug was freed. Yo,
Insert clap applause.
yeah, for real. um if you were following the Young Thug case, you'll see that there was so much. They tried really hard. There was so much
The judge.
bias. It was literally like something out of a. It was like something out of a TV show. Like you really can't convince me that somebody didn't produce what happened. Like for real. Like
Yo,
it's
when they were playing the music, like lifestyle in the courtroom,
like
like how do you not vibe out to that and just sing it with people listening to it? The fact that they use just music lyrics to like try to build a case against him, and then how like no, once they switched to judge, I knew it was gonna
it was
finish.
a wrap because
The
the
judge
whole
was
I
a dick.
the judge was biased. The judge was trying to go ahead, like, and this judge didn't want to let go of the case,
Yeah,
and also was trying to go ahead and intimidate the lawyer because the lawyer was asking valid
yeah.
questions like, "Why are you going ahead and
Wasn't
talking
the
to?"
lawyer like put in jail as well, or like
Yeah,
for a day? Nah,
the
he's
lawyer
he's
on
he's
weekends, like he
slime
had to
for
go to
life
jail.
for
Yeah,
sure.
because the lawyer was like, "Why is my client having to, like, why are you talking to people without us? Like, why are you going ahead and talking to witnesses and stuff like that? Why are you?"
Mhm.
And then also the witnesses are like, "Yeah. Yes, police officer. Yes, Mr. Policeman. We're gonna go ahead and be on your side." And they get on the stand and be like, "That didn't happen." and it
Yeah,
would, and they'd be like, "But you told us. What do we tell you?" And it's like, ah. So everything that could go wrong for the pretty much the other side or the plaintiff
yeah,
side
the
did
state,
go
I
wrong.
guess.
Yeah. So I mean, he was able to squeeze through. Uh,
With
and you said
parole,
he's not able. Yeah, with 15 years of parole, which is like a light to
probation.
me. But sorry, probation. My bad. But you said that he wasn't able to return to Atlanta.
Yeah, so he can't live in Atlanta. He's gonna have to like move elsewhere.
Wow.
So
Okay.
there's that. Um, some of y'all owe Gunna an apology.
I don't know if we're gonna get that, but there's so many
He
people.
can still make music with Gunna.
I mean,
So there's certain people that testified that he could still work with and still like
mhm,
be friends with, including his brother.
yeah,
But there's other people that he can no longer be in contact with.
yeah. And there were some people who were really going ahead and coming after Gunna like Lil Baby. Like,
Hmm.
so it's just one of those things where it's like, hmm.
So Lil Baby might need to figure his stuff out.
And the fact that he has to make Will Smith raps now is hilarious. I think that's gonna be golden.
I mean, he could just. I feel like he could still talk about other stuff.
I just wouldn't be a rapper anymore. Like I legit
True,
would
he could
not
do
do that.
fashion. He could
Yeah,
do
like
fashion. He
you
could
could
be like
just do.
ASAP
Yeah, like if in my opinion, I would just wouldn't do anything
or
else. Like
produce.
yeah, like there's it's not the only thing that there is. But oh, one of the things I kind of did want to touch on, we could make it a quick thing because I know that you're not going to want to talk about this at all. What do you think about Megan Thee Stallion actually lying to Grace Kelly? Did you hear about that? No.
No, I know that she dropped a part 2 to her album that I need to listen to.
Yeah, no, that is good. But so apparently she lied to Grace Kelly, the lady that was interviewing her, where she got that really emotional interview after the shooting,
Mhm.
and she lied to her about like sleeping with Tory Lanez. She's like in her new documentary thing, she's like, okay, yeah, I lied to her about that, about me sleeping with him and stuff like that, but I just didn't want to go ahead and tell her. What do you think about? Do you think that that's really weird? I think that's really weird.
I
Why are
don't
you
think that's
lying?
weird.
I think it is strange when somebody says, "Hey, did you have any type of relationship with this person?" And then you're like, "No, no, I didn't. I promise." And then she said, "I swear on my mom." And her mom, like, I believe her mom passed away. She's like, "I
Yeah,
swear on my
I think that
mom,
the
none of."
second part of it, yeah, it's a bit weird, but also, like, I my opinion, I don't I wouldn't wanna share, like, who I've been with or not, and it's also,
Yeah.
like, no one's business, so I think that's the route she was going t for, or at least that she was intending, but
Mhm.
the whole, like, bringing up her mom part, I think, yeah, that's a bit weird
Yeah,
and
and
extreme.
I think that it and unfortunately, like, I think that it does a little bit matter. Well, not a little bit. I think that it does matter because then it gives context to a whole like if it's just like me and you talking or whatever, just having a
Mhm.
conversation like with general public about random shit, yeah, like I don't owe you any like explanation about who I'm with.
Yeah.
But if it's like, hey, somebody's facing X amount of time in prison
Yeah,
because
but
of,
they're not facing that amount of prison because of them sleeping together, it's because he shot
but
her.
then it does change the narrative. Like it's
Does
like
it?
not saying that. So this is my point, is like not saying that this is what she did, but if I found out that you were, if I was a really jealous person and we were sleeping together and I found out you're sleeping with somebody else and I was really mad and then an altercation happened and then I feel like you did it because, of relationship, anger and stuff like that, that's a really big case to make, to say, hey, look, maybe it was like a crime of passion type of thing. But if you remove that as even being a factor and saying, oh yeah, no, like I haven't even slept with that person, you remove that as a big detail of it being a possibility. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I still don't think that justifies, being shot at.
Yeah, but it justify. I 100% agree. I'm just saying it does warrant the question of, okay, so did the friend do it? Did somebody else do it? Was it really him, or were you just mad about a situation so you put it on that person? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying that these are the conversations that you eliminate when you say, I swear on my mom that I didn't do that. And then you come out later, like a couple years later, you say, all right, yeah, I did.
I don't think it's a big deal, but
Okay, I can understand. What do you think about that D Wade statue?
bro,
Look how they massacred my boy.
they massacred my boy, but my boy massacred himself.
Yeah, yeah, like he was okay. It looked like he was okay with it,
Yeah, no,
right?
he
Like,
helped design it. I think I will say the like in front angle and the lighting of it looks terrible. But I've
yeah,
seen other people who have gone like personally and have like shown from different angles and it looks like him, but there's like once you start going to like the front of his face, no, it doesn't look like him. Um but again, like if he approved it and he's fine with it and he doesn't care about the memes and all that, I mean, we can't really say much.
I think that the fact that he kind of went there and saw it being created and he liked it is a big deal.
Yeah.
However, that clay creation or whatever is
Mhm.
not the same as the final product. It
Yeah,
it
that's the other part too,
when
and I
you
feel
add
like
the
go
mhm.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say when you add like the actual, coverings to it and
Mhm.
stuff like that, like it just looks really, really like unsettling.
Yeah. 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 I think, maybe he should have brought, Gabby with him so that she could
Mhm.
have designed it better.
I think that is such a big deal.
Yeah,
Like,
because
all
we
right,
don't
so
we have our own perspective of how we
mhm,
look, but that's not how everyone sees us.
yeah, and
So,
I think that like it is a big deal because that's why you have like a partner, bro. It's like
yeah.
maybe you don't know what's best for you. Maybe I could help you out, and I but doing even though Dwayne Wade is like a big fashion guy,
Yeah.
it's still
It's
that
different though, like, fashion is just clothes, it's not like a
yes,
like, your appearance. I mean, he still keeps up with his appearance, and I'm not saying he doesn't, but I think he probably should have gotten people that actually, like, see him every day to help him with it, but
yeah.
am I still gonna visit it? Hell yeah, and I'm gonna wear my D-Wade jersey, so
Um,
it is what it
y-
is.
I feel you on that. I'm not going to go visit it just because like I'm yeah, I don't feel like it. But
Jesus
I
Christ.
take pictures for me.
No, I got you, I got you. I'm also
What do
gonna
you want?
take one on the sign that they made for him for, Dwayne Wade Boulevard, so, yeah, no. I once I
Oh
go
yeah,
back home, I'm gonna be outside.
I would like to see it. I would definitely like to see
I'll
it.
FaceTime you.
Yay. I did want to go over as well, and still in basketball news.
Mhm.
All right, Bronny James. We've all seen how he's performing. Do you think that they're setting an extremely high standard for him, or do you think that he's just garbage, or do you think that he just needs time to mature, basketball wise, at least? There's no
Um,
question that the nepotism was there. Of course, he had a bunch of
100%,
nepotism. We
100%.
know. But do you think that people are setting a higher standard than they would set for any average rookie that enters the league?
So, that's the problem with nepotism, because
Okay.
he was brought in due to his nepotism, the
Hmm.
standards are extremely high for him.
Yeah.
Also, being the son of
The
the
goat.
greatest player,
Yeah.
that's also another expectation that you need to live up to. Do I think he's good? No.
Hmm.
I thought he should have stayed in college at least another year or two. Um, is he G League bound or should be in the G League? Yeah, he probably shouldn't even be in the NBA, but I'm gonna leave it to G League for now and see maybe
Hmm.
if that helps grow his game. But I think ever since he had the heart attack or the his heart issues,
Hmm.
I think that's what dropped his level of talent a lot. Because coming back from that takes a
It's
toll.
yeah.
So I also think Bryce is better, but that's my opinion.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think he should just go to the G League and try to develop a game. And if not, then I heard he was really good at video games. So maybe he could be a gamer.
Fuck.
No, like he's
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know that's
Just
not a
quit.
shot.
Just quit.
It's not a shot. From what I've seen, he's like one of the top gamers like
Hmm.
in the world. And that's also a career that you could easily fall into and make a lot of money off of it. So,
Okay,
and I mean, he
so
seems like a cool kid. So I don't think he'll have an issue in the future, but I don't know if basketball is the way for him. I think he's just fulfilling his dad's dream in a
yeah,
way.
and I think that he did.
Yeah.
And I think that's just all. I just like how you want to go to a place that like is really uncomfortable or really
Mhm.
cold or really like just a terrible place to be in, but you just want to get that picture. I think that
Yeah.
that's what happened, and that
Yeah.
was kind of it.
Yeah.
So now onto like a little bit more serious news. If you guys don't know, Jackson Hayes is also on the Lakers. Um, he's in some hot water, man. Pretty much the NBA reopened an investigation on Jackson Hayes. So what happened is that in 2021, he allegedly was beating his girlfriend and stuff like that. Went on a rampage and like pretty much put his hands on her, crashed out, destroyed everything in the house, and Uh, it was pretty much her word versus his, and the NBA hasn't done anything about it or didn't do anything about it since 2021. However, TMZ, who is pretty much the king of messy, went ahead and got the
Oh,
video. They got the video and they went ahead and they put it out, and the video was bad. There was an argument about her complaining that his dog was attacking her dog, and then they just got into a full out fight. He was hitting her. She's like, "Why are you putting your hands on me? Like, you think I'm gonna just sit here and let you put your hands on me?" And all this stuff like that. Anyways, you don't need to play by play by me.
mm-hmm.
But that's what happened. Now the issue that people are having is like everybody's saying, "Why is this guy still playing basketball?"
Probably
And
because it's
somebody,
under investigation
yeah,
and
and
nothing has been proven.
somebody made a really good point. They said, so you could suspend Draymond Green for attacking one of your players, but indefinitely. But when somebody is under investigation for attacking a woman, then you still let him play willy nilly like there's no issue. And the question is, should he play? So I don't know. I don't. What do you think? Because I actually just don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know either because we don't work for the NBA,
Hmm.
but based off of what they've
Okay.
done previously is because it's under investigation, the NBA won't suspend him, but the Lakers could suspend him until they have more evidence or everything is cleared. I know that that's what they do in college, especially college football. Once something comes out, the university will suspend the player or remove him from the team until the investigation is over. But it's not like the NCAA that steps in.
Yeah.
So the NBA could do their own investigation. The Lakers could do their own investigation as well as the police. But I think it's up to the Lakers before the NBA steps in.
I think the issue is that as well is that like you can't there's no money associated when it's in college. So it's
No,
like
there is. It's the NIL.
yeah, but I mean not in comparison to NBA money. Like the money that
Agree. I think people are making more money in college right now than
oh
professional.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think a Jackson Hayes would make as much money in college as he would in the NBA?
I think he'd
Because I
make
can
more money
understand.
in college than in the NBA.
You think
Remember,
so?
the NBA usually targets superstars, not mid level or low level. While in college,
Hmm.
you could literally get an NIL deal by just working, like doing commercials for car dealers or just doing the bare minimum. So there's more money in college that you're able to
So,
make for players that aren't as big, while in the NBA, like you actually have to make a name for yourself to make big
so,
money.
so that's why I said like that's why I'm saying like I'm speaking like direct correlation. Like so you're
Mhm.
saying like sponsorships and deals and stuff like that. Like but what I mean is that like straight from the NBA, you're getting paid by the NBA.
So you're saying should the NBA like cut that pay? Well, it's
Yeah, like
technically the Lakers.
well, what I'm saying is that I think that's why they haven't done anything in a sense of like, oh hey, let me go ahead and stop this person from doing X, Y, and Z. Or let me go ahead and cut this person because then they're losing their direct money. You get what I'm
I think
saying?
it's more the Lakers than the NBA
It could be. It could be
because
Lakers,
the
NBA.
Lakers
Like,
are the ones that signed the contract for them. It's coming
yeah,
from them. So
but that's the thing.
yeah,
They're going to be losing out on their personal money. The car dealership
yeah.
in college, like it's like okay, yeah, that's a sponsorship, but that has nothing to do with us as a college losing our investment into this player. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
does that make any sense?
No, it makes sense, but I don't know where you're going with this.
No, what I'm saying is that I don't. I think that's why they didn't let him go,
Oh, they're not going
or
to let him go. If
or
anything, they'll
suspend
suspend
him,
him.
or anything like that.
Maybe who knows? Maybe they'll suspend him in the next couple of days, or because they did the same
Okay.
thing with Buddy from the Thunder, where
Yeah. Yeah. They had to wait for things to cool down.
yeah. So
Okay.
uh, before we move to the series recap,
Okay.
quick shout out. to the New York Liberty for winning the WNBA
Oh
championship.
yeah, that like I know it happened quite a while ago, but that's
Yeah,
incredible.
shout out.
Um,
The city was amazing.
oh
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it was really awesome.
Oh yeah, because you in New York. You in
Yep,
New York.
yep, it was great. First time the women's soccer team from New York and the WNBA team from New York win our championships, our champions. Sorry. So Gotham
Wow,
FC won it last year, and then Liberty won it this year. And then the
that's
Yankees choked,
incredible.
so couldn't go
Oh,
full
you
New
could.
York.
Damn, the men couldn't pull it together.
No.
Nah, that is amazing. I think that I think that it was definitely something to watch. I
Yes.
I feel like real quick, how do you feel? Did you see the Angel Reese Shaq interview?
Shaq fucked up.
Yeah, Shaq did fuck up. I
Yeah.
think that he okay. So I genuinely feel like he was making a strong case about when it came to like just hear me out. Just
I
hear me
didn't
out.
say anything.
Okay,
That's
okay,
why I'm
just hear
going
me
with
out.
this.
He was making a strong case when it came to viewership and what people want to see, not really addressing the fundamentals and stuff like that. He's like, hey, look, I'm a big guy. You know, a lot of people like when I put the ball into the rim, I slam dunk. People like to see that stuff. So he was making a strong case when it came to, all right, more eyes on something makes more money. That's just how it is. A lot of people watch like same thing when it comes to Stephen Curry, when it comes to LeBron James, when it comes to these people. Why do they like them so much? Not because they're the extreme most fundamentally sound people, but because they do things that people have never seen.
Yeah.
So when he was talking about, for example, lowering the rim, I understood what he was saying. I get it. I
I
get it.
get it, but no, because I don't
That's the
care if women dunk. I want to see
listen,
basketball.
but this is my thing. The ball is smaller already. You're already making accommodations, or they've already made accommodations. The ball is smaller, right? So if you make the rim smaller, you do it according to like biology, which is the average man this tall, the average woman this tall. Okay, let's just make same thing in volleyball. Like so, these other sports were able to do those things. Now, that was his argument. Very very sound argument. And then he got fucking creepy. He's like,
Yeah,
I can imagine you in those little shorts going ahead and dunking on somebody,
but that's
everything.
why. That's why. The
And
reasoning at the end of the day is because they want to sexualize certain things of it, and that's the
but
problem.
that's the weird part. It's like, why did he like? I just don't understand why he went there because he had a good argument. It wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
nah, I don't get it. It's like, oh yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Biologically, that makes sense. And then he's like, and I want you to be in little shorts dunking on people. It's like,
Yeah, no, I just think
whoa.
it's weird because, like, for soccer, it's basically same field, same goals, same ball.
But is the skill necessity the same? Like, are the things that we see?
One is quicker pace and one is more skill based.
So what would the effect be if like how could we
I
make
don't. Well, I don't think
something?
soccer is the issue. I think soccer figured it out. I think for me, I disagree with the basketball stuff. So you're just gonna move every hoop like everywhere. So like women, like if when we went out to play ball on the streets,
Mhm.
would I then have to go look for a women's hoop size
But
to
the thing is
play?
that we also didn't give you. That's why the street is different because we also didn't give you a smaller ball every time we pass the ball over to you.
Exactly. I've
You
never
didn't get
shot
a
with a
smaller
smaller
ball.
ball. Yeah, we played with the
But
men's ball.
if you were to play with all women, you would have a smaller ball.
Yeah,
If
which I
you were
think
to,
is stupid.
so that's the difference. You
Yeah.
actually just don't like the idea of there being a difference at all, which
Yeah,
is
I think it
fine.
should be even.
Which is fine. But at the same time, people aren't saying that. They're saying, no, we like things just the way they are. And it's like,
Yeah.
but you're kind of accommodating for one thing and not for the other. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. I
No,
don't
I
see
agree.
why you're kind of splitting hairs.
Yeah, I also don't we both are on the same page of like why make it sexual?
Yeah, that's very strange.
Makes no
So,
sense.
moving from that into our series recap. All right, so I've seen a bunch of movies over this time. I'm just going to run through them and give you my rating. All
Okay.
right. I recently saw Alien Romulus. I thought it was hot garbage. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. All right, it wasn't hot garbage. I just didn't really like it. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I saw Oddity. That movie was actually pretty fucking scary, and it was really scary, and it was pretty fucking good. Like I like when
What
it
streaming service?
I steal it.
Just
What are you
Summer
talking about?
Briggs.
What are we talking about? You know me.
Okay. My fault.
So Oddity is pretty much a horror movie about like somebody, like pretty much somebody died and they're trying to figure out who the murderer is, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. But
Mhm.
at the end of it, like it had a really good tie-in. Like I just like how they kind of formulated the whole plot. And I, when it comes to horror movies specifically, I
Yep.
really have a low, I pretty much have a high bar
Mhm.
for plot holes, because I really don't like plot holes in horror movies. Because like, if you could have just got away through this way, then I just don't like how this story turned out, because you could have just done this. Like that's the type of
Mhm.
person I am when I'm watching it. It didn't have a lot of those, so I give it uh I'll say 8-ish out of 10. I'll say a 7.8 out of 10. It was pretty good, especially for a horror movie.
7.8?
Yeah, like a 7.8, almost a 8, but not quite there. Like it's so close to an 8, but I don't want to call it an 8.
Okay.
It's like, you know how you look at somebody that is really attractive, but their like eyebrows are a little bit too separated, and you're like, you almost look like an alien. Like that's kind of how I'm looking at this movie, real quick. It's like
Okay. That's a
good
crazy
movie.
comparison.
It's good.
All right. I got it. 7.8. My fault. My fault. Jesus. All right.
I
Next.
saw I saw A Good Person. It was with Florence Pugh and
Pooh.
Morgan Freeman. Also had I don't know who else, honestly, but yeah, it was those two people. Pretty
Mhm.
much, it was a masterful. It was a drama
Mhm.
comedy, a lot more of a drama than it was a comedy. Um, but to me, like it was really good. Had an amazing message. I would actually give that movie, and I'm not even a big Florence Pugh fan, but I'll give that movie, like I'll give that an 8.5. That was a really good movie. And it also talks about addiction and grief and
Yeah. Big topics.
accountability, things like that. Have you seen it?
No, but I know the movie that you're talking about.
You gotta
It's not
watch it.
for me. I don't know.
You should watch it. It's nice. Whatever.
No.
I also saw Blink Twice. That was also a really good movie, but it had a lot of plot holes. And
Which one is that one?
it's the one with Channing Tatum and the one that Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, the one that
She
broke them up.
yeah. Yeah. Um
Missy.
so messy. But yeah, it, honestly, it wasn't a really good movie.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't really like it that much. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It
Wasn't he a rapist in that movie?
Yes.
Well,
Uh
spoiler
sp-
alert.
spoiler alert. But yeah, no, that's pretty clear. But
Okay.
at the end of it, I see the message that they were going for. Execution towards the
Didn't
end. Like
stick the
I'm also
landing.
yeah, like they were coming in hot. Like I had it at an 8, but then at the ending, totally dropped off for me. I
So
was like,
just a 6, not anything lower than a 6?
nah, I'll give it a 6 because it did have a
Okay.
really good message, and
Okay.
I'm big. You know me, I'm big on messaging.
Yeah, you would.
Um, and yeah, it had a good message. It was going good until it didn't.
Cool.
I also saw Amber Alert. It was with the guy from Abbott Elementary, Gregory.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, which guy? I get it.
Yeah.
It was with him and Florence Pugh again. I think
Pew?
it's Florence Pugh. I said what I said.
Plug? Okay.
Uh, it was with them two.
Damn, you went on a Florence Pugh
Pugh.
ride.
Yeah.
Plug.
It was a good movie. I really liked it. It just got a little bit too lengthy for me. I don't think it needed to be as long as it was. It wasn't that it was even super long. It's just that they could have kind of got to the point. There was a lot of extra fodder through the movie, but it kind of didn't need that.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, so it doesn't really matter.
And also, I didn't like. So pretty much, it's about a girl who gets kidnapped, and the mom is like, "Please find my daughter." Oh my god! She goes to the police, whatever, and you just have to watch it to find out. I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, thank you.
Okay.
What was your rating?
My rating, I'll give it a 7. It was good. It was good. It just had a little bit too much stuff. And I saw Uglies. I didn't like that movie. Movie's hot garbage. I give it a 3. I don't even remember who the actress was. Uh,
Jesus.
movie
Okay.
was
Cool.
stupid, mad
Okay.
dumb. Anyway,
Understood.
saw Fly Me to the Moon. It was
Hmm.
actually really good. I'm really not the type of person to go ahead and get into like historic movies and stuff like that, or history piece movies and stuff like that. But it was a really good movie. I really liked it. It was about the Apollo 11 or the moon landing, and they
Yeah.
put their own little twist on it, which was also really cool. So I'll give that one. Actually, I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. It was really good.
Okay.
And last one, Kevin could go F himself. It's a series. Everybody needs to watch it. It was so good. It was really freaking good. I love the characters. The girl from Schitt's Creek is the person who's the lead in it. The idea is that pretty much it's about uh stay at home, like not stay at home mom, but it's a mom in a sitcom, and then every time she leaves the set of the sitcom, it becomes a drama, and she's just like super depressed, and she goes through all of these things throughout the series, and I think that it's just something that's going to be great to watch. But yeah, you
What
got
do
the
you rate
rest.
it?
Oh, I rate that a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
That was a really, the only thing stopping it from being a 10 is just like a part of the movie that I think could have been, sorry, movie, sorry, a part of the series that I think could have definitely been addressed earlier, but it wasn't.
Hmm.
But I think that, but since I think, and I would have dropped it lower if it just was never addressed, but I think since that was the point of the series itself, then I have to go ahead and keep it at a 9.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll continue. I finished watching Agatha All Along.
Ooh.
Um, wow. Marvel's back. Officially, Marvel's back. Um, I think this is what happens when you have a writer who actually knows how to write people, who cares about character development, who understands the comic books, and it's the same writer or producer who did WandaVision. In my opinion, this is WandaVision season 2, as it picks up right from where we finished WandaVision, and it's carrying it into what seems to be more seasons. Um, Everyone that was in the show did amazing. All the new characters, the character development, the plot twist, where the direction they took, the music in it, the background, like each episode is a different. It's basically WandaVision Part 2.
Okay.
It was amazing for me, and this is an insane take because you know how much I love WandaVision. Um, this just took number 1. Yeah. Yep. So, which is something I never thought I would ever say, but this show was
Uh,
amazingly done.
Now I'm gonna watch it. Uh, Does it have to tie into to Marvel, to the MCU?
Yes. Yes. Um the I wouldn't even say it's a problem. The only problem I've had with Marvel lately is we don't know where we're going because they keep saying, "Oh, we're doing, Secret Wars, we're doing Young Avengers, we're doing the multiverse." They should just fuck off with all of that and just pick one thing instead of trying to open so many different universes, because this is who they need to continue with. They need more writers and producers who are actually in comic books and know how to write people. If you don't know how to write people, and don't want to spend the money, because this was the most low budget that they've ever done, and Jesoma, fucking amazing. Like episode 7, if you do watch it, episode 7 is the best episode that they've done. The
Okay.
best way to do time travel. The best I've seen, hands down.
Okay. So I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch it out of spite, and I'm gonna
Yes,
see.
watch it as a hater. The first 2 episodes you're probably not gonna like, but because yeah, but dude, and
Okay.
I'm not a big like music person when it comes to like TV shows or like musical stuff. But there's 2 episodes where I was like, what? Am I actually liking this? But yeah,
All
for
right.
me, it's a 10 out of 10. It's probably my favorite show of the year. Um, I'll move
Okay.
on.
That's a
Yeah,
big declaration, and I think that me personally, I think they should have went with X-Men
yeah,
after Endgame. But if you're saying that this was the right choice that they made, I mean, I would have went with X Game as opposed to all the other shit they've been doing,
yeah.
just
No, I
random
agree.
shit.
I agree. I'll give you that. But I will
But
say
if
like
this is that good, then okay.
this is the turning of the page for me and a lot of people, and even like the neckbeards that were they were like, oh, we don't want this. Why would you want this? They haven't
Mhm.
said shit
Okay.
since the season ended. Like not even just quiet. Yeah, I think yeah, that's all I'll say. Moving on to The Penguin, another great show. Great
Okay.
storytelling,
A
great.
DC show that you like. Okay.
There's damn well there's multiple DC shows that I like. Um the only thing that I like, it's my opinion, but also like whatever. Um I like the fact that they're bringing in new characters, but I personally would rather see more of Sophia Falcone, just because it's the actress from How I Met Your Mother. She is the mother. Holy shit, she is so fucking good. Her
Okay.
eyes and how she shows emotions, top tier. And it's probably been her episode is the best episode of the season so far. I have missed the last 2 because I haven't been home, so I have to
Hmm.
catch up. But it's the best portrayal of Arkham that I've seen in any of the movies and shows. Like that
Okay.
episode was top tier. Um, I'm gonna give it an 8. It might go up. I think it will go up, but I want to catch up. I don't want to like yeah. So those 2 shows honestly have been amazing the past month and a half, cuz like Agatha would come out Wednesdays, The Penguin comes out on Sundays, so I'd have something to look forward to. So yeah, those 2 shows have been amazing and will definitely be like top 3 most likely. Um and then lastly, Abbott Elementary season 4. It's been hilarious. It's a good show to have to like bring up your spirits,
I
especially
agree.
if you're like not doing okay. So yeah, Abbott, continue doing what you do. You guys are awesome.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah,
No, I
happy.
agree with you. Abbott Elementary has been awesome. I've been watching the episodes, and it's just a feel good show.
Hmm.
Makes you it just and it's kind to you. So
Yes.
definitely something that you would love to watch.
Hmm.
So now to this part, our special topic.
Quickly, quickly.
I know, I know. All right. So, what is the most useful skill a person can have? You said you wanted me to go first, right?
Yes, because I don't know how to take this.
I'll go first. I
Yeah.
think the most useful skill a person can have is the ability to show up no matter what. The ability to see, like, just to kind of see the purpose, or have the drive to show up no matter what. I don't think a lot of people have that.
Hmm.
And I think that this is something that doesn't require talent. It doesn't require any special capabilities. It doesn't require any of that. It's just about showing up. And when you're there, just doing whatever you need to do to when you're there, and just having an ability to kind of like persistently be available. I think that is a skill like that everybody could actually obtain.
Hmm.
And
I
I
like
think
that.
that Oh, I'll add a little nugget onto that. Being timely. That's what I suck at. I suck at being timely. I've been getting better.
You
Yes.
have. You have. I will say that since high school, you have done a lot better. Yes. So power to you.
That means so much to me. You don't understand. I've really been trying because I struggled with it a lot. Definitely, like, when your family doesn't really prioritize time like that, then it trickles down to
Hmm.
your kids. So I've had to like kind of overcome it. But I think I've been doing a lot better with that. I think that, but something I want to shout out to you, that I think that your super skill is detail, and being passionate about detail. That's something that a lot of people can't do, just don't have the will to do. But I feel like you kind of find detail in in things that don't really need attention, or people won't really care to find attention in, and you're like, no, it needs to be done like this because the manual says. And a lot of
The
people will
manual
just
is
wing
crazy.
it. Like, I swear, like, that's what I think of. I'm like, yo, the way that you operate things is like there's a manual in front of you, and you're like, no, the manual said that you need to do it this way. I think that's super special, and I think that
Oh,
that's another
thank
very
you.
useful skill. Of course.
Thank you. I have one for you, but I'll wait.
Aw.
Um, I'll start with it's people will think this is a skill that everyone should have, but
Hmm.
people don't. And it's being a good listener. Sometimes
True.
we get very defensive and we want to have the last word or just be the first one to say something. Sometimes you just have to sit back and listen. And that's a whole thing that I had to learn, especially like growing up in high school, because like I was very angry as a kid. And I will say one skill that helped me get better at that is being a referee. Because sometimes people just want to be heard. They don't need a response, they don't need a comment. You just got to sit there and listen. And it's important because sometimes what they're trying to say, you're probably not comprehending because you're too, like, very much like, oh, I'm ready, I'm ready. And it's a simple conversation where it's like, oh, you just wanted me to hear you out and now we're cool. And I think that's an important skill that not a lot of people have, but should have.
That's true.
Another one, which this one goes back to you, is finding some type of positivity in bad situations. You are amazing at this, and it's a skill that we as a podcast and just as friends need a lot. Because even when shit is going bad, you find the positivity in it, or you find something that you're like, all right, well, this really fucking sucks, but at least I'm happy about this, or I love this, so I'm gonna focus on that. And for someone who like doesn't see life or the world like that, it's very big for me. So I appreciate that in you.
You're gonna make me cry.
Don't,
I'm not joking.
don't,
I'm starting to tear up. So that's
don't.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Of
Thank you for
course.
noticing that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's leave it
So
there.
let's leave it there.
Yeah.
So shout out to everybody in our Patreon, and go ahead and visit that, where we do want to go ahead and move the needle. I know we haven't really been doing our part as much, but trust me, it's with good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Shout out to, I do want to give another special shout out to my fiance. So if you guys don't know, I just got engaged in Italy last month. So
Big baller moves, bro.
I'm just doing my thing out here. I'm just out here, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
doing it. I'm just
He's out
doing
here being a model.
it.
His
Model,
fiance's being a
bro.
model.
I'm
Power
yo,
couple.
we're
I'm just saying.
killing it out here in these streets.
Yeah.
So we could make a post about that. Like a
Big
little
fan,
shout
big
out
fan.
post.
Just put
But
me in the background doing like a Photoshop me doing it. Like,
I will. But then, like, yeah, it's been a long time coming.
yes.
Not really too much of a long time, of course, but I just needed to be very particular and specific. So that's one of the reasons why we've been gone for so long. Another reason
Yep.
is another personal reason, but we'll get to it at a certain time
Yeah.
when everything, kind of settles. We might have a chapter on it, but yeah,
I think we could, but not
yeah.
in the way that you think. It could be worded differently, but yeah.
Okay,
I'll talk to you
okay.
after this, but yeah.
Bet. All right. Well, then we could do things like that. But we do want to still just thank all of you for sticking with us, still engaging with us,
Yeah.
and also uh, thank J-Rock for still, going ahead and putting things in when I couldn't, making moves when I can't. And yeah,
Trying our best.
we'll be back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
So
Next
we're gonna.
chapter, we're going to do our top movies and shows of
Mhm.
2024. So be on the lookout for that and potentially drop some music gems in there as well. So we'll see.
Yes. So for you guys at home and you guys elsewhere, this has been the J Square Podcast. Peace.